AI is a remarkable thing. It is a very useful tool, but it is just a tool. It is something that some technologists are developing at speed that does pattern matching at scale, and it is very clever, and it creates the illusion of having intelligence. It's even got the word in its title, artificial intelligence. There is nothing intelligent about it. It's a program, it's a piece of software that does massive scale computing on lots of data and works out what the most logical next word in the sentence should be, and then it presents that to you. Now, it's wonderful. It's a very helpful tool. I use it every day for research, to streamline things, to check my work. It's very helpful, but it cannot do certain things that humans excel at. We were all infinitely curious when we were children. We would ask questions of anyone around us. It's like, why are we doing this? What's that for? Why do I have to put my shoes on? Because we're making sense of the world. The problem is, as adults, and in the workplace particularly, asking why do we do this is a bit of a silly question, because you probably should know the answer to it. So we stop asking why. And the key to recognizing the opportunities of the future is accepting that what we have today doesn't have to be the way it is forever. We can change things. We can move forwards. So curiosity is about asking why about the way you do things today. To open your mind, I do this a lot on the stage. I flip open your mind. Imagine your head flipping open, and suddenly there's all these possibilities come into view. For example, we're doing this over online. You're in one place, I'm in another. A child who walks in here and looks at this, they might say, why is that man on the screen? Why are they in a rectangle? Why has he got a microphone? Why has he got books behind him? Like loads of things. Now, as an adult, I wouldn't question those things because it's just the way they are. But the minute we ask the question, why is that person in a rectangle? We open our mind to the possibility, well, it could be something else, couldn't it? It doesn't have to be a rectangle, it just is. Maybe it could be a circle. Maybe it could be a ball that's bouncing around on the screen. Lots of possibilities come into play. We don't see the possibilities because we're not curious about why things are the way they are. So AI can't do that. You can't say to AI, tell me what is curious about this thing. It doesn't understand the language. So that's curiosity. And then that's a skill in its own right. It's a separate thing. I call it, in my model, I call it open your mind. And if you do that first, then you apply the second superpower, which is imagination. We can have ideas about what the possibilities could be. So just as I just did, we could say, well, what if it wasn't a rectangle? What if it was a circle? What if it was a triangle? What if it kept moving around on the screen? What if it was in black and white? Just possibilities. And suddenly we're starting to see ways that things could be different, and we're having some ideas. Most of the ideas, because we're humans, will be bad ideas, but that's okay. The skill that we need to have is to spend more time in the general ideas, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because the longer we spend in that space, the more possibilities we start to see. The more we allow our imagination, human imagination, to work. Again, AI can't do that. AI can give you lots of ideas, but it's only repeating patterns that it's seen in the past. For your career, you want to come up with something that's right for you, and that is probably not something that somebody's thought of before. And then the third one is collaboration. So you've got all these terrible ideas about, the person on the video call should be in a ball bouncing around on the screen. What collaboration is about is working with fellow humans, some of your colleagues. I've got this idea, it's not quite right, help me out a bit. Can you turn this into something that's useful? And using other people, say, okay, well, it is interesting. And the key here is you have to get them to say yes and. So when you say, my idea is they could be in a ball and it would bounce around the screen, which would make it lots more fun to watch, but a bit hard on the eye. And they'd say, yes, and have you considered how fast the ball would move? Yes, and what if the ball was really big, so it was actually not moving very much, it was really slow? Yes, and what if it was a bowling ball? So they might have other ideas. Do you see what I'm doing there? When you get colleagues, when you can take a bad idea and work with friendly colleagues to turn those ideas into something that starts to feel, actually, that might work. That's where you've created the future. That's where you've got an idea that actually could be the next big thing for your career, for your company, for whatever it is that you're focusing on. It's a really simple process.